Holy ice capades, Batman! Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And tonight, we're talking Mr. Banks. Yeah, Dragon, haven't done podcast titles in a while. We've been trying to keep it a little bit more kind of like all under one banner here. But you know what? It's hard to give up on talking Mr. Banks. It's hard to give up on the original podcast on this channel. All right, so my friend, after many years of waiting and twiddling our thumbs and wondering when the heck is this trailer gonna get here, we finally got a first look at Frozen 2, and man, was it something special. So Dragon, let me ask you, what do you think of Frozen 2, the sequel to the 2010 chairlift horror movie where it's like the survival horror movie where they're all stuck on the chairlift? What did you think of this awesome, highly anticipated sequel?
Well, honestly, Tiki, I think it's a great improvement in that series. It makes me eager to see where they go with this concept. No, you dope. Bring up that stupid chair movie.
All right. In all seriousness, Dragon, look, okay, like I'm not playing around here when I say this, Dragon. I'm not playing around. This, honest to God, might be the single best teaser trailer that Disney has ever put out.
Wow, I did not expect to hear you say that.
I'm in love with this thing. I mean, and I say that as someone who, it's like Frozen is kind of like, we've kind of gone with the ebb and flow of the Frozen franchise. It's like it started out as a giant juggernaut, then everyone sort of literally caught Frozen fever, and Frozen fever kind of went from a bad thing to a good thing. It's like, oh man, you gave me that Frozen fever, and now I'm sick of Frozen. Darn it! And then, of course, we had that controversy with Olaf's Frozen adventure, and like we came to see Coco, not Frozen. But you know what, Dragon? When all is said and done, I think the framing for this trailer is absolutely spectacular. I think there's some moments in here that, much like in the same vein as how, like, Dragon, go back on this channel, all right? I want you to go back after. I'm serious about this. When we're done recording tonight, I want you to go back into the channel archives, look up the first reaction that I had to Frozen immediately upon leaving the theater way back in 2013, and Dragon, I will, long before, this was like the day of the premiere, so there was no way of knowing what the impact of this movie was going to be. I called it that Let It Go was going to be like a new iconic classic moment in Disney canon. Like, it's going to be up there with like the Pride Rock scene in The Lion King or something like that. And Dragon, I think I was right. And that's the thing that I really appreciate about Frozen, is that it's something in the Disney canon that just feels larger than life and epic in a way that, like, we don't normally see with Disney. Like, this is the kind of movie that to me feels like, I mean, look, I love Zootopia for the political stuff as much as the next person does, and it was a very groundbreaking film in that regard. But Zootopia and even stuff like Ralph Breaks the Internet, as much as I like that movie, basically what I'm getting at is Disney's comedies as of late. The movies that are more focused on comedies. They're good movies, but they don't feel as grand. They don't feel as epic. They don't feel as vivid. Dragon, holy shit, this feels epic.
Yeah.
All right, so transitioning, what were your thoughts, my friend?
Well, first of all, I just want to speculate because I've been hearing this, and I gotta agree. I believe we got this teaser as a likely response to the Aladdin backlash. What do you think? I want to get your thoughts on that. So, I think that's the case.
It's embarrassing that I'm like one of the few people on the internet that I'm just said, like, you know what? He's blue. All right, he's blue. As long as it's not just Will Smith, like, oh, we're gonna do a dumb thing where he's like, where he turns like a shade of blue. No, he's fully blue, Dragon. That's all I want. All right. It doesn't look like It doesn't look like a good movie. Frankly, I think Jafar's voice is ridiculous, and that's way more offensive than the genie thing for me. But I'm just happy that Will Smith is blue, man. What do you want? I've kind of softened in my old age. I don't know what to tell you. The Will Smith genie doesn't really offend me nearly as much as it does a lot of other people.
Yeah, everyone's responding. Aladdin is in. I feel. Here's the thing. I've gone from just being just. I just pity the new Aladdin movie. I've gone to a place where I just pity it. You know, where I just like where it's just, you know, guys, look, we all love Aladdin. I get what you're trying to do here, but I mean, guys,
you know what's sad about that is that I said for a long time that, like, out of any of the classic Disney movies, Aladdin makes the most sense to actually remake if you do it right.
I gotta be honest. So far, I don't think they're doing it right. And that's not just. I'm not just slaying it because of the genie thing, but I think the genie thing is just kind of like. I think that's the final. That's the prediction of doom for the movie. Tiki. I feel
The
that's
voice. Seriously, the Jafar voice.
Jafar voice. That's the thing. It's not helping. I think they just used the bad take. That's what I think they're kind of. I think the bad
no,
take.
I don't know. I think that's being too kind.
But regardless, it doesn't bode well. But I'm just going to say, you know, I'm not saying it's
the lamp.
Point being, let's say on Aladdin's real quick because that movie's in a box where, again, no matter what they do, they're not going to do it right. It's not going to.
I feel like it's reaching Ghostbusters 2016 territory. I really do.
To an extent, but it's not as egregious like an argument as that one is. Aladdin is just the case of like they're darned if they do, darned if they don't. Where it's going to be, it's like, hey, we have a genie who's not blue, and then we make him blue, and of course, obviously, that has to be realized in CG. But one, it's never going to look as you try to make something cartoony real. And then, of course, you have a different performer that's not going to be the same as like the prolific performance of that character everybody identifies with. So the point is, they're kind of doomed either way, and I feel for them. And I just like, you know what, they're in an impossible situation, and they're going for scale, and unfortunately, some things are just not scaling up because it'd be, again, like you have. I think the problem with the genie is that he's not scaled up big enough. And the fact is, like, there's only in live action, there's only so much you can do with that before it just looks like, yeah, it's all CG before it's like something kind of otherworldly and cool. So there, again, I might pity Aladdin, but anyway, I don't want to turn us all Aladdin talk.
Yeah.
Point being, but again, that's being a lot of bad buzz. Just again, like Aladdin's just getting an earful, and I think because of that, theoretically, there's like Disney's like, okay, guys, what do we got in the quiver right now? Just right now, is the Toy Story trailer ready yet? Well, we just had the Super Bowl spot. We need a little time. Okay, fine. Okay, what's the other big one? Frozen 2. Do it now, but just the teaser. Do it now. Now, Aladdin, one of the Renaissance. It's failing, man. It's failing. What? Like Beauty and the Beast, it's failing, man.
Okay, to be fair, Beauty and the Beast made a crap ton of money. I don't think Aladdin's going to make a crap ton of money.
Right. But I guess part of me wonders if it's like we have Lion King coming in, man. This is not helping our buzz for that.
Lion King's going to be huge no matter what.
I'm sure it's going to make money, but I mean, it's going to be like the Beauty and the Beast thing. It's going to make a lot of money, but
definitely, yeah.
I have a bad feeling about the Lion King, but
I have a worse feeling about Aladdin, though. You got to admit that.
I'll give you that. Yes, I'll give you that. I think Lion King's going to be a systemic problem. I think Aladdin's just going to be more of like, yeah, we got other problems, buddies. Anyway. Okay, so getting back, so my take on the trailer very simply is that I think it was interestingly intense and cryptic adventure. That's kind of the vibe I got from this, more than I expected. And on the whole, I mean, I'm intrigued by it. And again, it kind of went a 180 from where I was expecting it to go. I was expecting an adventure. Don't get me wrong, but again, I really love stylistically what they're doing here. It's very different, and that's the thing. I kind of wish we got more, but that's the mark of a good teaser. It makes you want more. So again, it did its job there. So nothing wrong there. Again, it's just not what I expect, and I don't mean that in a negative way. However, just to tease it a little bit here before we get into some other stuff, I got to tell you, I'm starting to get a little worried about one thing. So I am never usually worried about. I'm a little worried in this case. Again, this doesn't despair. Like, I'm excited about the movie. Don't get me wrong, but I have a fear that this is going to be a big case of overhype. And usually, I'm never the guy who's worried about overhype. Rarely am I ever.
Wow. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're really not.
This is one case where I'm legit, because I care about Frozen, man. I really do. I got a lot of love for Frozen, man. I got to tell you, I'm worried this one's going to succumb to overhype.
Dragon, let me check the calendar really quick. Let's see. The Tuesday, Wednesday, the 20th, the 13th. Right. Dragon, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't opposite day. What the hell is going on? Seriously, like, I am like over the moon hyped about Frozen, and you're like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Overhype.
No, I'm excited for it. I'm just airing I added the trailer again. I was expecting just to be like, oh man, I'm so dialed into it. I am still dialed into it, but then it's occurring to me the response to the trailer has me a little worried. That's what I'm getting at. I'm a little worried about some things. Like, oh boy.
So you're literally worried about people being excited about Frozen.
No, that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about people having.
I don't understand you, my friend. You're an odd man.
Okay, look. My point is the response to the trailer has me a little worried because I think people have very specific expectations based on the reaction to the trailer. And I'm saying the trailer itself, everything myself personally, I'm thrilled about it, man. As per usual, it's Frozen. I'm looking forward to it. And all that. However, I think some people have very specific expectations after this trailer. Just kind of people have. I think the flame's been ignited now. The first teaser's been the first bit of footage has officially been debuted. People are gearing up and ready for Frozen 2, and I think some of them, a large sect of people, have a very specific expectation. I feel they're going to be let down by, and I think it's going to box the film. Basically, I'm afraid of. What?
You think it's going to botch the film?
No, I didn't say botch. I didn't say botch. I said box, box. B-O-X. Box the film.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
So my point is, I feel...
Dragon, I'm curious, can you elaborate on what these expectations are?
Well, I mean, not right now. We'll get into that. But let's just say there's a shot in this trailer everybody is kind of losing their mind over. And I feel that's going to create an expectation that's going to be an unhealthy expectation for an audience. It's going to want one specific thing. And if that doesn't happen... you're going to have a lot of people who are disappointed. That's going to be unfair to the movie, I feel. You follow me?
I mean, to a certain degree, I guess.
Anyway, well, the point is, let's get into it. So let's just talk about all the stuff in the thing.
All right.
All right.
So we start the trailer. Let me go ahead and switch over here. Full screen this. You. Come on. Oh, come on, baby. Don't let me down. All right, there we go. My laptop's like an old Dragon. It works if you give it some love.
Like Jimmy McGill's Esteem.
All right. So, Dragon, right off the bat, first thing we see, literally the first frame of footage in this movie, it blew my mind. That's why I'm so hyped up about this thing.
This does look tremendous, and there's a number of things to take away from this, and I think this is wonderful. So you have these, Elsa's on the shore, Elsa by the seashore. We have like crashing waves. It's all gloom and doom and thunder, man, and lightning, and it looks great. And we have this really determined sequence with Elsa. And I love how determined she is, man. I love it. I dig it.
And of course, I just want to point out right now, Dragon, you get the obvious parallel with his backstory here with the waves, right?
I know, because there's kind of a thematic storm is coming, obviously, but beyond that, you have, the symbol of what killed her parents.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That
was the first. It's the first thing
moment in her life, and she's conquering it.
I know, it's great, and I think it's fantastic. It's just, and also we see her. She's got a bit of a new look going on, which I guess we'll see momentarily.
You know what? This is what I'm talking about when it comes to the big, sweeping, iconic Disney moments.
Yeah.
This is what I think, and this might play into your expectation thing, Dragon. Does it?
No, it's not. It's something, Tiki. It's something that you're not really going to be able to call. Just trust me. I'll bring it when we get there. So here's the thing. It's a dumb thing, but it's something that actually is really happening with the reaction to the thing. So we'll get to it.
All right, fair enough. What I'm saying though, just to kind of lay the groundwork, and then we'll get into the beat by beat of it all. Dragon, I think the imagery in this opening 30 seconds or so of this trailer, or however long it goes on, is instantly iconic Disney. Like, instantly iconic. I'm already completely in love with it from a visual storytelling point of view.
Hey, this is a scene that sells a ticket, in my opinion. This instantly sells a ticket, man. I want to see her conquer those waves, man. That's what I'm going to be. That's what I'm seeing the movie for right now.
And that's exactly why I'm calling this one of the best Disney teaser trailers I've ever seen, because this, if anything, is like a goddamn mission statement for what they want this movie to be.
Oh yeah.
And it's probably the single most effective teaser trailer that Disney's done since the ye olden days of The Lion King, you know, with the where they basically just played the Circle of Life as a teaser trailer, and that was just, you know, that was a butts and seat moment, and this is a butts and seat moment.
What I love, Tiki, is that they've kind of literalized, well, maybe not literalized, they kind of physicalized kind of the I want thing, but in a much more subtle, creative way. Where it's like she's trying to conquer something. It's more or less I want, more of I want to conquer something within myself. You know, kind of physicalized, and I think it's tremendous.
Dragon, I also just want to take a quick moment. Yeah. All right. I think we as Disney fans need to just sit back and appreciate how far we've come. Because I know we've brought this up before. It's nothing new. But, Dragon, do you remember just how awful that first Frozen teaser trailer was back in the day?
It was not a good reflection of what that movie was. I mean, that stuff is in the movie for sure, but it was not like you do not want to start off like that. Was not, no one was expecting that when they heard Frozen tease. At least that, again, the point is like diametrically opposite what the film's focus is. It's just Olaf, and it looks like it's going to be a comedy film about a snowman.
It literally looks like, yeah, hey, look at this buddy movie, this buddy road movie.
And that's all fine and good, but for a film that's supposed to be like one of the long lost works of Walt Disney, you know, they don't want to go into it like that.
Right. So that was a misguided moment in Disney marketing right there.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm even more happy for this, because it's just like, all right, one of the worst teaser trailers that Disney's ever done, one of the best teaser trailers that Disney's ever done. There's kind of like a yin yang quality to it all, like a bookend. All right, let's get into it. And again, the waves are just, I mean, it's just photorealistic at this point, man. They might as well be filming the actual ocean for like hair. It looks that good.
It does. And again, like, you know me, I always love the fashion in these Frozen, and all the Frozen, the shorts, the movie. It looks great. And again, here I just like this. She has like an update here, and also she's going for like kind of this, she's essentially running in the ocean, therefore she's going to ditch the shoes. I don't know, it's a good look.
Mm-hmm. Right. I like how the ocean, I like how this beach is more rocks than sand.
Huh. Yeah, you're right.
Like it's like mostly pebbles and stuff.
I see it now. Yeah, you're right. It is pebbles. Yeah, it's cool.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is something. I guess I love the score in this teaser. By the way, I love that when she's running and she's doing this. It has like the best way I can describe it is like it's like Arrow's season 1 when it was good, when he's like he tries to get off the island. That's kind of what this really reminded me of. It's like kind of the dun 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 dun. It's kind of it's cool. It's so triumphant. Like, yeah, you want her to get off. You want her to jump over those waves. Darn it,
Dragon. My question is like what is her ultimate goal here? And I guess this is like the point of the teaser, right? Like, is she trying to get somewhere? Is she trying to conquer the waves in more of a metaphorical kind of way? What do you think?
Here's what I think. So, I mean, your idea is like she's trying to conquer the waves in a metaphorical way. I really like that, if that's what they're going for. I assume that's what they're going for. But I
almost like a Rocky training montage, if that's what they're going for. It's like the Philadelphia staircase.
Exactly. I love that. I love that whole like she's again she's trying to conquer something like almost like Creed, when Creed's he's training to kind of conquer his feeling, his kind of relationship with his father. And here, what I think I physicalized it the first time I watched. I thought she's trying to do like what Frozen did in Incredibles 2. That's what I think she's trying to do. I think she's basically trying to leap over the waves and basically freeze the wave as it's crashing down upon her. And I think broadly, I partly think she's trying to get. Again, this just might be a tonal teaser. Like, I'm not saying it's not going to be in the movie, but I think some obviously we're missing some key pieces of information. But even if it's not in the movie, it's kind of good tonally what it is. Like, a part of me thinks she's trying to leave Arendelle, and she's trying to kind of make it an easy trip by again being able to travel the oceans.
Mm.
Therefore, again, if you physicalize the gold, then you have that. But even if, again, basically, it's kind of like a Barb at Moana if they're trying to do that. Because remember, Moana's whole thing, she had to go past the crashing waves. Kind of funny when you think of it like that. But regardless, either way, again, I think emotionally would be the route to go. Either way, I think it's cool.
Okay,
the thing that makes me pump
the fact that the ice like under her feet melts and evaporates so quickly as she's running. It, you know what I mean? Like it's not like a solid like Iceman style bridge by any means.
Yeah, she's trying it, man. She's again, she's walking on water. I mean, this is the bit that really makes me pump
this man. Like look, like just. It's just Elsa. Just she looks so helpless against these waves. You know what I mean? It's just like just swallows her up like that.
Yeah, and of course here, like this is the bit that gets me pumping my fist in the air, man. Like right here, like oh yeah, she's getting back up, man. It's so much like Rocky. Yeah, she's getting back up. You know, you can get hit. You know, it's like, literally it's Rocky 6, man. It's like it doesn't matter. You can get hit. It's how hard you can get hit and get back up again. It's like one of those things. Yeah.
Well, you know what, Dragon? If Creed 2 legitimized Rocky 4, then I think Frozen 2 can legitimize Rocky 6.
Well, Rocky 6 was good. Rocky 5 was a terrible one.
Oh yeah, you're right. Rocky 6 was Balboa, right?
Yeah, Balboa rocks, man. I love Balboa.
Yeah. No, you're right. My bad.
No, it's the chair at the cemetery. That's Rocky 6.
I love the. You know, I love the chair at the cemetery.
I know you love the chair. That's why I'm. Anyway.
All right.
Wait, seriously, I just love Elsa so determined. Here's why. Again, I gotta tell you, every time I keep revisiting Frozen, I become more of an Elsa fan because I was firmly on. Anna was firmly my favorite character from Frozen when it first came out, but then Elsa just over all these shorts and everything just become more and more my favorite.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
And she dives through the wave here. Come up. I love this. I love she dives through the wave and then kind of creates a slide. I mean, this is tremendous stuff right here. Look at this. Dives through the wave. Yeah.
I love the scale on all of this. Like, this is just, like I said, it's just classic visual splendor. It's the kind of stuff that Disney does best.
What's great in the animation is you can see her stumble, and then she creates the bridge, the slide on the way down. That's what she does.
Yeah. All right, and here comes this is the money shot for me.
Oh,
Bam.
Yes. Yeah.
Look at the fucking scale on that thing, man.
Good. Look how tiny she is. Look. See,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If this were ESPN, we'd have like a little circle, red circle around her right now. There's Elsa, and there's the scale. She's basically created almost like half, if not a whole, ice castle's worth of just kind of like ice blast just now.
Right. And Dragon, this moment right here, I can almost see this being the poster.
Oh yeah, man! Why didn't we think of that for the root
image? Like in the same way that the image of Rafiki holding up baby Simba is like the iconic image of the Lion King.
Again, the symbol of what killed her parents, and again, she blames herself for chasing them away like that. You know, it's it's a great symbolic, man. It rocks.
I mean, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I want people to look back on this like a few years from now when this movie has some time to marinate in the pop culture landscape. And I want people to be like, yeah, Tiki was just right about that wave crashing scene as he was about Let It Go itself. Kind of getting in some humble brag in here, Dragon.
Right.
All right, anyways. Okay, and the great thing is, I mean, as hard as she's trying, as impressive as it is, it's still not enough, Dragon. It's still not enough.
Look at the crumble. Look at the fracture work on this ice, man. There's the power of the wave underneath what she's doing here. And it's like, oh, poor Elsa, man. She's giving it her all.
So my theory is that, again, this is just a totally just out of the whim theory here. I think she's going to, maybe even inadvertently form, an ice cocoon at this moment.
You're saying she's going to Captain America herself. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, not necessarily in terms of being gone for decades or whatever, but I mean, I do think she's gonna more of a Groot. Think Groot.
Well, he did die from that, so that's still not helping.
Okay, I know, but you know what I'm saying. Basically, the idea is that she kind of forms this ball of ice around herself.
Right, I got you. The protective ball of ice school. Also, we have some.
Yeah.
We got Donovan Martin, powerful, and asking why she's doing this, and of course, Donovan might come a little late to the party. Real quick, so Donovan, basically, we're theorizing it's like an emotional. She's conquering her fears, possibly, or it could be for a plot reason. But he's trying to get out of Arendelle. But I think we're firmly on the kind of the Rocky kick. She's trying to conquer kind of the symbol of what killed her parents that she blames herself for, and just kind of conquering kind of the storm within herself, sort of thing. So, Yeah.
I mean, that's my theory. Yeah, I'm more subscribed to that theory that it means more on a symbolic level than it does on a plot level.
Sure.
I mean, of course, we have weight on a plot level because we do know that they are going to be traveling to to a new and distant land in this movie. But but still, I think in the grand scheme of things, for the for just the iconic nature of this moment, as I'm predicting, it'll be iconic. I think obviously, as with all the best Disney stuff, it has more to do with like the just the sheer emotional raw storytelling splendor that it has going for it than just the why of it all. Anyways.
Right.
And suddenly, Dragon, I know you're not a big Kingdom Hearts guy, but this trailer totally turns into a Kingdom Hearts trailer, and I love it.
God.
Dragon, I swear to God, the editing and the scale of all this, and like even the music is like it's so Kingdom Hearts. And I even posted on Facebook. I was like, guys, call me crazy. This Frozen trailer is really giving off a Kingdom Hearts vibe, and they were like, yeah. Jacob was like, yes, especially after playing the Frozen level of Kingdom Hearts 3. Jacob Weil can sign off on that. So
whoa. Hold the phone for a second. You tell me Kingdom Hearts 3 has a Frozen section?
Yes, I'm telling you, Kingdom Hearts 3 has a Frozen section. Yes.
Neat.
You should play Kingdom Hearts 3, my friend.
Right.
It's got a Toy Story section. It's got a Frozen section.
I know. I'm watching Joshua Thomas play through it live. I'm just he's still stuck on the Hercules level, but I'm waiting for him to get to some of the other cool stuff. I'm waiting for him to get
on the Hercules. Isn't that like the first level?
I think so.
Come on, Josh.
Well, maybe if someone would show up to help him, like I've been telling you to tune in, but
and maybe someone works Saturdays.
Well, it's like late at night. Anyway, let's not get here. The point being. Anyway. Oh, right. Donald Martin's getting excited to see this stuff in IMAX, and I don't blame him. For me, it'd be Dolby, but IMAX, sure, yeah.
Okay, this is, to me, like, all the wave stuff is, like, the most iconic stuff in the trailer, but this, to me, is the most intriguing shot in the trailer. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, we have these cool-looking ice diamonds just kind of floating, frozen in space, man.
I mean, it's like, they're going to be a big part of the plot somehow, but I'm lost. The only theory I have is that it somehow ties back to the troll magic.
Maybe. Like, I don't think. Here's the thing: there's a question of how much. Obviously, I think we're hoping that they're not going to recycle elements from the first movie, but there's always a chance that some.
I really don't think they are. Like, just given the nature of the trailer.
I just mean broadly in the sense of like her powers are out of whack and like she can't stop it like the blizzard in the first movie. I'm just hoping that's not the case, but yeah, it's something that ties in the troll magic for sure. It's a question if it's her troll magic or someone else's.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be someone else's magic.
That dramatic camera zoom out that we get. It's a really good edit.
Yeah, and again, the scale here, man. Look at all these ice diamonds.
All right, this specifically is like totally Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, now that you say Kingdom Hearts, it definitely it rings like Kingdom Hearts.
Hold on, because Kingdom Hearts is all about like having a lot of characters on screen at the same time and this epic stuff. And Dragon, you know what I love is like I love that Sven got a serious like upgrade from comedic relief to like now he's like in the lineup shot with these guys. You know what I mean? It's like Sven means business.
Yeah.
All right. Also, it's good to see Kristoff getting some major action scenes of his own because I felt like Kristoff maybe, at the very least, I feel like you and I can agree that Kristoff is a little underutilized in the two shorts that they've done.
That is true, yes.
So, all right, this is another like poster.
Yeah, we have Anna alone. She's in kind of a solo predicament. She's without her sister and she's without Kristoff kind of helping her out here. So Anna's on her own, and she's definitely going to be again. She's going to be kind of weathering the storm alone, at least for a section of the movie, if not for a large majority of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm saying like this is like it's not quite as like iconic and larger than life as the wave, but I feel like it definitely kind of paints a picture of what Anna's storyline is going to be like, and that's I don't know. I'm having a feeling that in this one it's going to be more so Anna that's going to have like kind of like the dark road to go down that Elsa did in the first one.
Yeah, I guess there's also you could look at this in perspective what her fear is, which is being alone, like she was, for the years without her sister. So maybe she's conquering that while Elsa's conquering the other thing.
Right. Speaking of conquering fears.
Yep. Kind of a leap of faith there. Oh, no, this is my favorite shot right here. Oh, guys, this is great. Oh, boys, love. Also putting out these pink magical fires with their ice powers. Olaf just protecting Olaf. Man, how cool is that?
And again, very Kingdom Hearts-esque.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, so let me talk about it a little bit here. So, of course, you and I, way back when, after the first movie came out, we had some theories, and we did like a whole pitch on what Frozen 2 might be like.
Yep.
Of course, I think I forget if we both said on this. I think I had a fire-related antagonist. Did you as well?
I also had a fire-related antagonist.
Yeah, we were kind of going the direction of kind of like a fire versus ice sort of thing in the movie. And again, this kind of thing gets me a little excited for maybe.
Dragon, I have a feeling that some of this stuff is, let's just say, like, I'm just gonna throw some shade out right now, Dragon, because you know how I love throwing shade. This is the kind of thing where it's like I look at it and it's like, yes, this is instantly what I actually want from a sequel. Incredibles 2. I'm sorry.
So Donovan Martin, I believe, if I'm
Incredibles 2 just gets like more and more mediocre by the day, Dragon. I swear.
You're just never happy with anything, are you? Just never. Happy.
I guess not. I was very happy with Mary Poppins Returns.
Anyway,
I was satisfied with that enough to make it my #1 film of last year, although admittedly last year wasn't the greatest year for film, but still I digress.
Regardless, Donovan Martin believes, if I'm perceiving this correctly, he thinks this little fire pattern looks like a heart, which could be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks kind of heart-esque. I don't know. I just look at it as kind of a circle, but I don't know. It's cool looking nonetheless.
Yeah.
Makes me think fire antagonist, but we'll see.
All right. Hold on. Let's get a better view of this character.
Oh, yes. Now, okay, here's the thing I was talking about, Tiki.
Oh, boy.
So Evan Rachel, we have 2 new characters. We have 2 new actors confirmed for the movie. We have Evan Rachel Wood, who's from Westworld, and she's done some other things too. But I got to know from one of the Woody Allen movies, and she's been in other stuff. Evan Rachel Wood, good actress.
I mostly know her from Across the Universe, oddly enough.
Huh. All right. And Sterling K. Brown, who's an excellent actor. My God, I mean the guy. Some people that are just too talented. I feel. Sterling K. Brown might be one of those guys. A little too talented. He's just in everything. He's doing a great job. He had like a guest spot in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It was really good. He, of course, he has This Is Us, which he keeps getting all the awards for. And if I hear This Is Us one more time, I'm gonna I don't know. It's just anyway. Point being, we have those 2 new characters. Now, I don't know if both of these characters are in the senior because we didn't get a clear view of the other guy because it might be Kristoff in a different outfit. But point being, this character here, this new character, this is where people speculate on. And again, whether it's not, I don't have a problem with this character, but I just want to address this is where my fear is coming from. I'm not disparaging against this. I'm just afraid of the expectation that's been cemented here. So everyone's going crazy over this scene because there has been a campaign that this is basically stoked the fire for.
Okay, I know where you're going with this. All right.
I'm going to address this as tamely and non-politically as possible here. Just the fact of the matter is, a lot of people they want to kind of be game changing with giving Elsa a girlfriend, and they want they're assuming this new character, Evan Rachel Wood's character, presumably. We don't know if it's the same. We don't know if she's doing the voice of this character, but I think smart money's on this is Evan Rachel Wood's character. A lot of people are thinking that. They're going to be the first Disney movie to have that. I think it's that. Wouldn't it be the first Disney movie to have a relationship like that?
Yeah, I mean, technically we have Beauty and the Beast, but come on, that was a cartoon. That was less of a representation and more of like a token stereotype.
Sure. Well, yeah, sure. And that's my point. The point is to be like a first, like, really on the nose is like, yes, we're doing this sort of acknowledgement. And again, that's not the problem. The problem I feel is that people are basically in reaction to this trailer. I'm seeing this all
Okay,
over.
I'm just gonna hold on. I can say this more bluntly than you can. Basically, what you're saying is that if this new character and Elsa don't wind up in a relationship, then people gonna bitch.
That's exactly, and that's my fear. I feel people are going to come out of the movie, and if that doesn't happen, if they're one thing they want to see happen, as
And they're also gonna cry foul in like I hate to even use this term, but like it's we're basically gonna get some SJW backlash.
essentially, yes, Tegan. Obviously that's not fair to the movie, and basically people having an expectation like this and having it all over the place basically boxes the creativity of film. So whether they wanted to go that direction with that character, again, maybe they could be, if they do it again, it might now be forced on them to have to do this, and if not, if they don't do it, they just go the way they wanted to originally, or whatever, then people are going to say, why didn't you do it my way? So they're boxed creatively, and I feel it might be
And Dragon
unfair.
LeFou from Beauty and the Beast is what happens when Disney does a gay character just for the sake of like, hey, let's get some political brownie points.
And again, that backfired on, right?
It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty.
So again, you see what I mean, though, right? So that's my that you
Yeah, I
understand my
see what
fear.
you mean. I like when you said expectations, I thought you meant more around like kind of like the darker tone and the more epic feel. But yeah, I that is definitely a very, very specific political thing about this franchise. You're right.
And the weird thing is, I mean, I remember back during my pitch. I mean, I was of the my pitch was kind of doing a relationship thing with Elsa. Again, I just didn't. I was thinking of like, remember I had the speed dating gag at the start of it, and then basically the idea is, again, I want to go through the whole thing. It was the end point was able to get gag with Anna's now in a relationship. She's trying to help her sister kind of get out there and get out of her shell, and sets up this failed speed dating gag.
Oh,
And basically the end, our villain character would be redeemed through Anna, and then basically basically a guy who has been cursed instead of like the troll thing. Basically a guy who's like incendiary, kind of fiery pyro magic. And the idea is like he would have similar issues to with Elsa, therefore they may or may not, they at least they might hit it off, being the point. That's what I was going for, the relationship thing. And again, I don't know if that's kind of what they're doing here, which is going to be kind of trippy if they're doing it. Again, again, I'm not saying they have to do anything. I'm just saying I think it's interesting if they are going in a relationship direction. But regardless, again, now there's going to be guarded expectations. So we'll see.
Draken, ironically enough, I think the best representation that we've ever seen in an animated film is Paranorman, and no one even brings that up. No
Yeah,
one
and that's
ever.
unfortunate because I know what you're talking about. That, yeah.
It's like
Although,
that's how you do it right. You acknowledge it, but you don't make a big deal about it, but it still informs the character.
yeah, it makes sense. Anyway, so just talking about, because all that business out of the way, let's talk about the character as she appears here. And
Yeah, so let's kind of like drop the political baggage at the gate and actually talk about the stuff that's interesting about the character.
So again, whoever this character is going to be, this character seems to have kind of autumn-based powers.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing like this
I gotta say, I like the whole idea of theming the powers to winter or to seasons and not elements.
Yeah,
Like,
that's cool.
better. I think that allows for more creativity. Like it's more fluid than just fire and ice. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, fire and ice is always kind of like just always kind of like a compelling idea. But by the same time,
But I mean, when you think about it, Dragon, Elsa's powers aren't exclusively ice either. She also has snow powers mixed in.
absolutely, and you're right, and that's why it's a good idea because again, look, don't run fire and ice is still compelling. By the same token, it's like it's the instant go to. You're gonna think fire and ice. It's like a psychology test. Like okay, black, white, fire, ice. It's like what's the first thing that pops in your mind? Well, the opposite.
All right, now let me tell you the one thing where it's like the one hesitation I have in terms of the recycled plot. I'm pretty damn confident that they're not going to go with a plot of like, oh no, Elsa's ice powers are on the fritz, right? I'm pretty damn confident about that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that at all.
Like 80, like I'm like 95% certain that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I do think is relatively likely to happen though, and this is just going to be a case of how well they can pull off this story, is I think this new character is going to be the one with the powers on the fritz.
I'm sorry, one more time?
I said I think this new character is going to be the one with the powers on the fritz.
Quite possibly, yes. That's a good idea.
And that basically is going to lead to like a sequel where the whole idea is like, all right, we have to solve the, we're experts on this situation, we're experts on this specific type of problem, and now we're being called in to solve another problem.
And I got to tell you, Tiki, again, from the pitch that I made way back when, and just in terms of what I like to see, I do want to see Elsa kind of using what she learned from the first movie to help someone else. And I love that idea. And if that's where they're going with it, I'm going to be very thrilled.
All right, I'm not as over the moon about it, but I'm just saying that because it's like it seems like it's like almost a way to recite. It's almost like a have your cake and eat it too kind of situation where it's not quite recycling the plot of the original movie, but by the same token, it's almost it's still kind of using a lot of the same thematic elements of the first movie and just sort of restructuring them.
Yeah, and it's going to
be. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, again, it's then like Incredibles 2, like, hey, we're just gonna do like the fucking gender swap and not even do a time jump and call it a day. Nobody learned anything through these.
You gotta let the time jump go, all right? Just let the time jump go.
Okay, I'm not gonna let the mediocre storytelling and recycled plot go.
Anyway, can we just not?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't feel like debating you on Incredibles 2 every time we talk about a sequel, Tiki.
You know what this is? You know what this is? I can tell you exactly what this is. This is our new Dark Knight Rises. It's our new Dark Knight. That's exactly what it is. I don't hate The Incredibles 2, but my God, is it not the movie I wanted it to be by any stretch?
Oh, jeez. Anyway.
All right. Anyways.
Okay. Anyway, so the point being,
I can watch the Jack versus the raccoon scene on repeat on YouTube, but that does not make a great movie.
Okay. Point being, getting back on the Frozen 2.
All right.
Okay, what was I saying? But the point is, like, the whole Elsa basically using what she learned would be a nice little, again, growth for that character. Again, kind of seeing her again, she's working past the trauma, and then she's kind of using her knowledge and her experience to help others who might have their own traumas. That's, anyways, the point in this character, she's really, there's the autumn base, the fall powers. Again, it's a great use of seasons. I'm sorry, I'm parroting what we just said before. I'm just trying to find where we are in the trailer here, but it's we in the comments here we have a couple things said by Don Martin here. Says this character looks a little bit like Moana. What do you think?
I mean, I could see it. It's like, keep in mind, Disney does reuse character models all the time. That's nothing new. Obviously, we even saw that with Ralph Breaks the Internet and Baby Moana. But what I like about it is that I like that I don't think it looks exactly like Moana, but I do think that she has an ethnic flair to her, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Also, Don Martin is kind of has taken note that there's no dialogue at all in this. At least really in this teaser. I think Elsa, she says something under her breath, but really there's
Elsa says okay under her breath.
That's about it. And again, that's pretty gutsy to have a teaser without dialogue like that.
Also, one of the big things that reminds me of Kingdom Hearts in terms of how that series cuts its trailers together.
Sure, and that series is not really marketed on the dialogue. Yeah, with that. Sorry.
No. Oh boy.
No. I mean the trailers, Teague. I mean the trailers don't really have a lot of dialogue in them, do they?
And I'm saying in the actual game.
I know in the actual game they have voice actors and everything. I know that.
I mean, there's a lot of voice acting in Kingdom Hearts Dragon, but not a lot of it is good. Anyways.
All right, so again, whoever she's kind of lifting out of this well or whatever this character's trapped under.
I mean, at first I thought it was. At first, I was convinced it was Kristoff, and I'm still.
Me too.
I don't know.
He's wearing a different jacket, but then again, this could be from a different scene in the movie. Therefore, it could be wearing something else. By
it still looks like Kristoff to me, man. It really does.
It does. And that's the thing. I don't think this is the Sterling K. Brown character. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't either. And if it is, then it just looks like it looks way too much like Kristoff to me. It's like a blonde-haired, well-built guy. I don't know.
Yep. But again, cool using the autumn powers, and I wonder if the autumn powers are going to correlate to that fire we saw earlier. But then again, magic, you never know. But
Well, like I said, I think that like the gusts of wind correlate to fire the same way that snow does to ice. You know what I mean? Like it's in that same kind of vein of like it kind of goes hand in hand with each other. That's what I think.
Sure, and Donovan Martin believes maybe flashbacks, and you might be right.
I'm sorry. What's flashbacks?
I think like the whole like if this is Christoph might be like from a different day or something, or maybe it's like Christoph came across this person, perhaps.
Could be.
Maybe.
All right.
All right. Yeah, let's see. So then we have, I think, the money shots coming up next. Well, one of the money shots outside the Austin opening. Yeah, we go. They're all gathered together. That's what we're, yeah. So I heard they took another research trip down to Norway, and they're exploring a lot of Norway, which I believe informs.
Would you like to try the school bread?
Yes.
Well,
I mean, Tiki.
To do into Norway, Dragon is that bakery right there. That'll give you all the Norwegian culture you'll need.
I don't suppose you learned anything about the fall in Norway while you were at the pavilion, did you?
I mean, I can't say I did, but that's because I was there in Christmas time.
Right.
So, I think their priorities weren't exactly on fall traditions.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm just like with this last shot here again. I know some people who I got to ask some people I know who are kind of more familiar with Norway than I ever would be. So maybe they'll know. Basically, I'm expecting a lot of like we're going to explore the culture of Norway and everything. And it's maybe some fall stuff. So
I said, Dragon, my familiarity with Norway culture kind of starts and ends with a very, very pleasant trip to a bakery.
I love that story. I do. We don't have to get through all of that right now. Okay, but let's see. Point being, the thematic. Think about the thematics of fall, though. Just using fall as again, fall being the season of change. I think change is going to be the thematic crux to the movie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the fact that a giant ass maple leaf falls down over the logo kind of says as much.
And perhaps the character.
Unless that maple leaf is just meant to symbolize Canada, man. We're going to Canada.
God, frozen gone Canadian. Olaf on a Zamboni. I can see it now.
Oh God.
And just make it silly. Olaf, just Deadpool hijacking the next Frozen 2 trailer instead of Olaf on a Zamboni. It's Olaf. You're about to be killed by a Zamboni.
Okay, but real thoughts, Dragon. What do you think of Sven being in this like Avenger style lineup here?
Well, I mean, he is the other. He's he completes the 5.
But I'm saying he's there over Olaf in this particular shot.
I think it's more of a height thing, Teague. I think
you're right. It is a height thing for practical purposes.
But I will tell you this was kind of cute and it's kind of getting me here. I'm reading into this, but especially after Olaf's Frozen adventure. Again, I mean, I love the whole the maternal angle with Olaf there. Reading the creation of Elsa and Anna. I like that Olaf's kind of by Elsa's side a lot of the time, especially in this trailer. Again, a little bit of protection over her favorite little snowman. I think that's kind of cute. I don't know. I'm just reading into it. I thought it was kind of nice. Anyway, so yes, our money shot here. There we go. Basically, this is either Arendelle.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So either this could be Arendelle, just instead of like all the snow-covered mountains and everything, could just be all fall covered, which is kind of new to us. Or again, they've reached into another kingdom entirely.
My theory is that this is a new kingdom, but I don't know. It could vary. I didn't even consider that this was Arendelle until you brought it up. Honestly.
There is a chance, I'm just going to throw this at you, maybe, and again, I don't want it to be a retread sort of thing, but there's a chance, if this is Arendelle, perhaps that new character turned the kind of the snow-covered, everything into fall-covered everything.
That's what I'm saying, and that's kind of what worries me about the repeated plot. Like, that would worry me even more if it was Arendelle that she did it to.
Yeah.
But, all right, so Dragon, as a Nintendo fan, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that Breath of the Wild has influenced pop culture so much that elements of it are now being used in popular movies.
Okay.
Because that's the only explanation I can give for this shot. This shot is, like, directly out of Breath of the Wild. Like the overlooking the vast mountainside and looking at the far... looking out and seeing all the all the landscape. Dragon, it's an iconic moment from Breath of the Wild that happens right at the beginning of the game. And I just think it's really cool that I make no bones about it. Like this has to be inspired by that. It has to be. It's like straight up like almost a shot by shot like visual motif of that.
I know Donovan Martin agrees with you on that point, and also theorizes it might be a new kingdom.
Uh-huh. All right. I also love the remix of the of that Norwegian folk song that we hear at the beginning of Frozen.
Yeah, it's great.
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Martin Short pops up.
No, but seriously though, with the thing thematically with fall though, again, think about this: if your character has the powers of fall, perhaps there's also a thematic. We're reading into it here, a thematic thing where it's like they're kind of falling in terms of like a character thing. They're kind of falling out of sorts along with the whole change theme. So perhaps that might be. Sure. But then again, I'm just gonna issue this story challenge here. I mean, if you have fall powers, I mean, is it really that big a deal?
What, the fact that it's fall?
No, I'm saying, look, I mean,
that's a lot of leaves to rake up, Dragon.
I mean, Tiki, look, I just got to address it. I'm not against it. I got to address it. I mean, really though, if we're attaching a lot of theories over this girl with fall abilities. I mean, it's not like winter and ice powers and snow. That's
Dragon, I think the fire is going to be the big danger with the fall powers. That's
the thing. I just got to see the correlation. I'm not saying there's not a correlation there. I just don't quite get it yet.
I think the leaves changing is just like visually what we know fall for. But Dragon, just to get serious here for a second, as someone who does live in California and is around the wildfires, and has seen that happen the past 2 years, and it's a bad situation. I can tell you that falls bring wildfires. You know what I mean? That is the season for wildfires. So on a very serious note, it is I would say that's the one big thing is that, especially all the dead leaves and everything that very much contributes to fires. So
that's a good point I didn't consider. I'll give you that, Tiki. That's a good point. I just wonder if she's going to be able to spark the fires, or the idea is like she's creating all these leaves that any spark will lead to a fire, and then like they're traveling, they find like kind of the aftermath.
It's not like one of my immediate family members' houses burned down in the fire from 2 years ago or anything. Not like that happened.
Well, seriously, I mean, that would be kind of like a cool moment, almost like a girl, we're fighting, and then you see like kind of the fire remains, like, oh god.
Oh god. I love that moment, man. That moment is such like it's like a tone shift, but a good intentional kind of tone shift.
I mean, seriously, I mean that could happen in this movie, and my only wonder is like, again, if she'd be sparking, that would just it's the logic of her if she is somehow sparking the fires. I mean, like what caused, like, is there any heat related in the change of the seasons like that? I mean, that's things fall from winter. I don't know if there's much of a heat change with the fall, but there's a change in the leaf color, so obviously something is sparking that change.
Yeah. I mean, with the fall, like I think there's a bigger change from fall to winter than there is from summer to fall.
Right.
Because like I don't know, at least in California, it can still get like very hot in the fall. I apologize in advance, Dragon. I'm just kind of quoting here, but this is kind of like a term we use, like when it's really hot in the fall, we call it an Indian summer.
Ah. Also, we have Louise Brooks, 1920.
Louise!
In the comments. I'll say that in a minute here, but Louise Brooks saying that she's loving hearing us all break this down. Of course, we love doing it, so.
Yeah, if you just showed up, Louise, by all means, just go ahead and like rewind this. We've had some really good conversation here.
Yes, and sorry if you just jump in right now. We're just talking about like leaves. So it's pretty much the simple conversation we've gotten to this. Just trust us, we were going somewhere.
So, Dragon, do you like palm fronds or do you like maple leaves?
Well, I mean, out of the two, Tiki, I kind of find myself more for the maple leaves. But
what about ferns? How do you feel about ferns, Dragon? They have like a million little leaves all over them. They get all over the place.
F ferns, man. F ferns, man.
All right.
Just, ferns can bite me, man. Just ferns can, what? Just I don't know. The fern is a fake plant, man. It's all anyway. So. The Philodendra, though. Oh my goodness, the Philodendra. That's something else.
Dragon Donathan is the other guy that's joining us in the comments.
Yes, he's brought something up. I wanted to bring up. We haven't gotten there yet, so let's go.
Okay, can I just ask if he's from WDW Magic? I'd like to know who he is on WDW Magic. I mean, if he's just like someone who's just randomly like found the video, that's totally cool. I'm just saying I posted this on WDW Magic, so
right.
All
right. I'll keep you posted on that, but right now, anyway. So again, we have our blast shot, which is also really cool. Like kind of like dot dot dot. You know, it's kind of a little button at the end of the teaser here, which is very interesting. Donovan Martin has a thought on this, so let's see what happens. Of course, one Kristoff's carrying a sword these days, which again they're expecting some trouble here, and Anna is kind of going for the sword and going for the slash, man. And I believe Donovan, Donovan, not from that random. I'm not. What's the response? I'm not quite sure what to make of that. Not from that random. And sorry, just not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting punctuation screwed up here. He's not from WDW. It's just a random kind of guy.
Okay. Glad you found us, Jonathan. I was just kind of wondering.
Yeah. Anyway, all are welcome here by all means.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, speaking of Don Martin, the thing I wanted to bring up though is that he believes that Anna slays the villain. Which I don't think this scene is going to be her slaying the villain, but I think again it's an interesting prediction though. If our villain is going to be like I'm assuming redeemable villain if there is a villain. And in terms of villain, by the way. I'm hoping for Sterling K. Brown to be the bad guy.
That would be great. I
mean, again, Sterling K. Brown is an excellent actor, and again, he could be a very good villain, I'm sure.
What I really want, though, Dragon, I really want just an over-the-top, flamboyant, I'm evil because I love being evil, like, freaking villain from the word go villain. That's what I really want, man.
Well, I gotta be honest, Tiki. I'm not saying that would also work. That'd also be cool. But my hope, again, I doubt it's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm not gonna bet money on it, so to speak. My hope is that perhaps Sterling K. Brown could be the redeemable villain type. But I don't know. Basically, before we had Tiki, when it was announced Sterling K. Brown was in the movie, my thoughts were that he would be the villain with kind of the fire powers. But then again, this trailer obviously has kind of thrown that for a loop. So I wonder if he's going to be like an actual now I'm wondering if he's going to be an irredeemable villain while she's going to be kind of she's in with the wrong crowd sort of thing. So
right.
I mean, that's where I'm kind of thinking after this teaser, but before that I was saying like Sterling K. Brown.
Maybe this just isn't the franchise for like an over the top, like a big return to, the theatrical flamboyant Disney villain with a show-stopping musical number. But Dragon, I'm telling you, me and a lot of other Disney fans are craving that.
And I gotta tell you, my point is, Tiki, if Sterling K. Brown's a bad guy, I don't think you're going to be let down. I really don't.
Okay.
You've seen Sterling K. Brown in some stuff, right?
I gotta say, not really.
Well, let me remind you where you've seen him from. You've seen him in Black Panther. He was the uncle from Black Panther.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not a huge role in Black Panther, but fair enough.
Killmonger's dad.
All right.
Anyway, but so getting back on point here. This is let's talk about what do you think about Hans real quick?
Han, like as in if he's going to be in the movie?
Yeah, Donovan's asking, what about Hans? And that's a good question. What about Hans?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that he is one of the few Disney characters that didn't get thrown off a cliff at the end of it.
You know what's funny? I was actually reading an article today. They botched it up hilariously, where they just got something really wrong in the article. I was just wanted to, like, if I were that guy, like, okay, here's the thing. So they're basically recapping what happened in the teaser. And I was reading those, and I said, wait a minute, something's off. Something's terribly wrong here, because basically in the trailer they're mentioning Hans. Like, wait, what? It's like Anna grabs Hans's sword. Like,
oh, God.
and then Hans is riding Sven. I was like, wait, what?
Okay, you know what's funny about that, Dragon, is, I'm sorry, really quick, we'll get to the Hans thing, because I do have a good theory about that, but I was watching Collider, Dragon, because I watch Collider, and they said, they were talking about, like, man, it's been such a long time since the first Frozen movie. It came out all the way back in 2010, and I'm like, that's not right! 2013, man, it hasn't been that long. I'm not that old.
Boy.
No, 2010 was Toy Story 3. Get it right.
Yeah. Toy Story 3, Despicable Me, How to Train Your Dragons, Megamind.
Megamind was 2010. Nice.
Yes, I'm very certain about that. Again, remember that was the year of almost all the movies ending with a dance party.
Oh God.
All of those, but How to Train Your Dragon ended with dancing.
Anyways, my theory with Hans, though, Dragon, I would love it. Like, this is like one of the writing tropes that, like, it's totally a cliche, but I love it anyways. Is the whole idea that, all right, we have the villain from the first movie, and she's gonna get a redemption arc in the second movie. That's what I want. Very simple.
That's also what Donovan Martin wants. I think we're just kind of in tune with the audience on this one too. I don't know what it is, but yeah, he's
my go-to example for that comes from a not so popular franchise these days, but I love what they did with Norrington's character between Pirates of the Caribbean 1 and Pirates of the Caribbean 2. I love Norrington in Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
Here's the thing. I'm not thinking Hans is going to be redeemed, but I think he's going to show up in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, basically, he's either going to be redeemed or he's going to be totally not redeemed and just be an over-the-top kind of butt of a joke or something.
I think it's going to be Biff Tannen. I've always had kind of the Biff Tannen because remember, because I lost my mind in Frozen Fever, and Frozen Fever ended with him. Basically, they pulled it back with homage where he is like kind of the ice ball launched into the thing manure, like Biff Tannen was time and time again. Back to the Future, that kind of thematically, I think that's where they're going with that character. He's just going to be like he'll show up he'll probably show up in some way, shape, or form in like a smaller role, but it'll be kind of like how Biff Tannen has an ancestor in every timeline. One of those things.
Right. All right.
But Louise Brooks echoes, it'd be great to see what they do with him in a sequel. She enjoyed the Norrington's arc as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, vaguely related note. So yeah,
one of the more underappreciated character arcs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I guess we've reached the end of it. So I guess overall is the recap of how we're feeling after the teaser.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, Dragon, I really do stick by what I say in terms of like, just as far as general world building and kind of giving us a taste of what the actual movie's going to be like, and just kind of like the visual spectacle of it all. Like, this is up there with the Lion King teaser trailer. I don't say that lightly. I really don't. I mean, this is trailer gold right here. It's exactly what I want from a trailer. It gives us just enough to chew on, but it doesn't tell us anything about the actual plot. Doesn't reveal too much. There's nothing in here where I'm like, oh man, I wish I hadn't seen that. But by the same token, it gives us a lot where it's like, okay, I really can't wait to see what the context of that is in the movie. Just very simply, I'm very excited for this one. I'm still not quite as excited for this as I am for Toy Story 4, just because Toy Story is such a legacy franchise at this point. But I think this has all the potential in the world to maybe even be better than Toy Story 4 if they play their cards right.
I gotta tell you, I'm looking forward to this. Again, it was not what I was expecting, but again, it's a very well made teaser, and I do want to echo your sentiment from earlier, Tiki. This is the teaser that the first Frozen movie deserved, and I think now they've learned their marketing woes of the first movie, and now they're coming at it strong with a plan. I think it's going to show, and I have faith in the movies. I have faith the movie's going to be good. I have no idea how it's going to be perceived, but I think it's going to be good all the same.
Dragon, there's one thing that we can all agree on though.
What?
This movie's going to make a shit ton of money.
Oh, you know it. Yes. a lot of money.
And you know why, Dragon? You know why?
Why? Because
we've got money.
Here's the